So 9 and 10. There we go. Let me zoom this in. So we have used the given information to find the unknown measures in a triangle. So we've got the measures of the acute angles in a right triangle is 1 to 2. How in the heck are we going to figure that out? All right, let's take a look. Okay. So first we have a right triangle, so we know right off the bat, one of the angles is how many degrees? 90. So then the other two angles, so when you have a right triangle, the other two angles do have to be acute, so they're calling them acute angles, and the other two angles then are going to have to add up to the remaining angles that are left, the remaining degrees that are left, which is also 90. Now we want to have our ratio be degrees, a ratio 1 to 2. So that means for every degree in one angle, that means the degree in the other angle is twice as much. So if we have one angle that's 1 degree, the other angle is 2 degrees. One angle is 30, the other angle is 15. We have that 1 to 2 ratio going on. Now how we can set this up algebraically is we can think of our variable. Our variable is how many of those groups we need to add up to the total of 90 degrees. And our variable, we'll just use x as our variable. So if we need a 1 to 2 ratio, we're going to say that 1x, so 1 times the number of groups of degrees that we need, plus 2x is going to need to add up to a total of 90 degrees. And the reason, again, I'm using 90 degrees is because it's a right triangle, so 90 degrees are taken up. There's still another 90 degrees left for those two angles. So here's our 1 to 2 ratio, 1x plus 2x. Now we get 1x plus 2x is 3x. 3x equals 90. That's going to show us that x is 30. Now we get back to substituting 30 back in, so that means one of my angles is 30 degrees. And then the other angle is twice that, which is 60 degrees. So there would be our 1 to 2 ratio. And everything is going to be consistent with the triangle. That's going to add up back to 180. Right triangle's got 90 plus 60 plus 30 will be that 180. On to number 10. It says the measure of one angle in a triangle is 40. The measure of the other two angles are in the ratio 3 to 4. So similar to number 9, we already know an angle is 40. So the first thing we got to think of is how many degrees are left for the other two angles. 140. So we've got 40 taken up. Let's just think of that 40. That's gone. Okay, we've still got 140 that we still need to account for with this ratio of 3 to 4. So we're going to have a 3x plus 4x equals 140. So 7x equals 140, which is going to give us x equals 20. And then we put those back into the 3x and 4x. We're going to get 60 degrees and 80 degrees. So there would be our two missing pieces. Then we can add up 40, 60, 80, make sure. Well, 40 and 60 are 100. 80 will add back up to 100. So you can try number 11 on your own. You've got one of your angles is 108. Then the other angles have a ratio of 1 to 5. So 1x plus 5x is going to equal this remaining amount of degrees. Any others from section 3.5? You guys all right if I erase this? Okay. So answer key is up for 3.5 as well, I believe. Let me know if it's not working. So some of you have been really good at that. If there's a link not working in the folder, if you need access to it, I really appreciate that, because then I'm sure other people are having the same issue, but they maybe just haven't got a hold of me. So thank you for doing that. So we'll head to the review. I want to just talk a little bit about the remote interior angles in a triangle. and just talk about a couple different ways you can take a look at it. So number 22 I was going to go over, but we kind of did that with those algebra problems that we just went over. So we have 92 and 63. We just got to figure out how many degrees are left for that angle 1. That one's pretty basic. But if we head down to 26 here, we're looking at that remote interior angle relationship. There we go. So one of the theorems you looked at in section 5 was how the remote interior angles of a triangle compare to an exterior angle. So what we're going to look at in number 26 is identify the exterior angle, identify the remote interior angles, and then look at finding the measures of 1 and 2. So looking at your triangle has 3 angles in it. Okay, we've been talking about that since you're probably in kindergarten. We've got 3 different corners in a triangle. You're going to have 3 different angles that are in there. But a triangle also has 3 different exterior angles. If you extend a line beyond the side, you're going to start to form an exterior angle. You can extend one here, you get an exterior angle up here, you get an exterior angle down here. We'll continue talking about these exterior angles as we continue our journey in geometry too, because they have some special connections to the shapes, and there's a special connection to circles actually that come from these exterior angles. So first, the exterior angle is the angle that if you extend aside, it's right on the outside. So the first one here, which angle is an exterior angle? That would be angle 1. So angle 1 is going to be that exterior angle. Next, what are the remote interior angles? Well, the remote interior angles are the 2 angles that are not adjacent. So adjacent is a word that we use in geometry quite a bit. Adjacent means next to. We haven't talked about that word a ton yet, but the 2 angles in your triangle that are not adjacent, they're not a linear pair with the exterior angle, those are your remote interior. So 38 and 70 would be your remote interior angles. And then lastly, find the measures of angle 1 and 2. Now, there are a couple ways to go about that. To find the exterior angle actually is the sum of your remote interior angles. So you could find angle 1 by adding your remote interior angles, and that's going to be 108. Secondly, we could use the degrees in a triangle. If these 2 add up to 108, how many are left for angle 2 right there? There's going to be a total of 72 left for angle 2. Now you could also find angle 2 first. If you know this is 72 right here, how many degrees are 2 and 1 going to always add up to? 180, because they form a linear pair. So you could find just the missing side of the triangle first, or missing angle inside the triangle, angle 2, and then angle 2 is always going to be a linear pair with that exterior angle, so then you could use that, add up to 108. Sometimes the geometry is, the diagrams are going to try to confuse you. If this was extended this way and this angle 3 right here was presented, now I know angle 3 is on the exterior of the triangle, but angle 3 is not an exterior angle. If you look at angle 3 and 2, what relationship do angle 3 and 2 have? They are going to be congruent. But then what type of pair of angles are they? They're the vertical angles. So 2 and 3 would not be considered exterior with each other. They would be vertical with each other. So angle 2 and 1, angle 1 is the exterior. And if we had an angle 4 out here, that would be an exterior angle, but 2 and 3 are vertical with each other. So I know that it is on the outside, but it's not a linear pair with your angle in your triangle. So that would be just a vertical. All right, so that will be 26. Then that was just kind of reviewing 3-5 again. But today then will be a work day on review. I'll come around to help out. Answer key should be uploaded into your folder so that you can check as you go. And then Mrs. Decker will be here on Wednesday to help out with the quiz. So when you get back, that's